Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. Bet you didn't think you would see this guy on the channel again. But here it is. Anyway, today we are getting into the top 5 max cushion shoes, the most comfortable options out there for not just running, but for walking as well. That's the little spin, because I talk about running a lot, but some people just want to walk. So if you're looking for a new shoe, maybe you're looking for a max cushion cruiser, maybe you're looking for something comfortable for being on your feet all day, or perhaps you're pounding the pavement hard training for a fall marathon and you want a great deal on a marathon racing shoe, you got to make sure you're on the Supwell app. It's my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. We got hobby joggers who will get a shoe, maybe something like the More V6. Maybe they run 5 miles in it, and it turns out they're going 2 minutes per mile slower, and it's hard to turn over their legs because it's such a heavy shoe. And then maybe you are not looking for a running shoe, and you're looking for a lifestyle shoe or a walking shoe, then you could benefit from them getting rid of it at a good price. So if you want the best deals on running shoes, or the best community of hobby joggers out there getting active, getting after it daily, becoming the best version of themselves, get in with us on the Supwell app and enjoy today's video. What a beautiful day, man. Just absolutely gorgeous out here today. Blue skies with some clouds. Those might be the nicest days. I know we always have this expression, at least in the US, there's not a cloud in the sky. Sometimes it's nice to have the cotton candy, vanilla ice cream, marshmallow clouds in the sky to contrast with the cerulean. It's beautiful. So we're gonna go through 5 best walking and running shoes. Now, this is not a walking channel. What does the hat say? I had to readjust because I actually don't think I was ready. I wasn't camera ready, but now I'm camera ready. This is a running channel, it's not a walking channel, but people often ask me what are the best shoes for walking, what are the best shoes for standing in time on feet. So I wanted to put this list together. The other reason I made it is because I've gone hard on a few shoes recently that haven't been the best for running, and specifically for my type of running, which is most days I'm not going out for a 20-minute jog. I'm going to be out here pounding the pavement for close to 90 minutes. So the standards of my testing are pretty high for what I consider a solid running shoe. And there are lots of great running shoes out there, lots of solid running shoes out there. But sometimes, and specifically with a few of these shoes on the list, they don't always get the most hype from me or highlighted the most from me because they're not optimal for my kind of training. Now, on the other side, some of these are fantastic running shoes. So I'm actually going to do this from best for walking to best for running. So think of it like a slider, right? Number 5 on this list might be 40% running capability and 60% walking, versus number 1 that might be flipped, or it's a 90 for running. So that's the whole theme of this video today. Best for running and walking. If you want a comfortable max cushion shoe where you can run some miles and use for casual use, you're in the right place. So let's kick it off with an honorable mention. Honorable mention, bang, Hoka Clifton 9. And look at this thing. Oh no, is this the 10? Yeah, Clifton 10. I actually have the laces still tied. That's how you can tell a shoe is in my casual rotation. If I just leave the laces tied so I can slip my foot on and off. I also rarely let my shoes get dirty, and look at this, I got dirt all on this puppy because this was my vacation shoe, man. I took this up to the Poconos. This saw gas stations in the middle of Virginia that you would never want to walk in. Those bathrooms were mucked up, and I was using the Clifton 10 to get through this. This went to the beach. This went to hiking trails, man. This thing went everywhere, and I actually think it's in decent shape for doing all that. But reason it's an honorable mention, it's borderline between max cushion shoe and not a max cushion shoe. Yeah, it has a lot of stack height, but it just doesn't feel as fluffy and soft and big as a lot of these shoes. It's actually the lightest weight by far of any of these shoes. So not a true max stack shoe or what you would expect out of a max stack shoe in 2025, but that's also what makes it a nice walking shoe. So if you don't want the biggest stack height and the fluffiest foam and the softest shoe, this is a really nice pick. It's just everything you need, nothing you don't. It's the comfort being the absence of anything bothersome. That's what I like about this thing. Great pick if you just want to do it all type of shoe. That's going to be great for walking, going to be great for standing, going to be great for traveling. really good shoe. And the benefit of it having a slightly lower stack height, especially in the forefoot, because they bumped up the drop. It used to be a 5mm drop, so that's a lower difference between the heel and the forefoot. And this one, they've gone up to 8. The benefit is it just feels lighter and more streamlined on foot, which could be nice, right? If you want a shoe to play with your kids outside and to take to basketball practice, this is a really nice pick. So honorable mention, borderline max stack or not, and also the shoe that I have recently used the most for walking and casual use. This is my pick. Truly fantastic shoe. All right, let us get into this list, starting with number 5. This is the least running capable shoe. Matter of fact, this is a shoe that I am probably never going to run in again. And one of the inspirations behind this video, bang, New Balance More V6. I did not like this shoe at all for running. It just felt so lifeless, so heavy, such a chore to run over. I was calling it the chore V6, the bore V6, the snore V6. And it's not a terribly bad shoe, but all the other shoes on this list are lighter weight with more energetic foams and geometries more tuned to running. So they have detuned this. They have made it an actively worse shoe for running from the last generation. They flattened out the bottom. They've made the front here less aggressive. So they've positioned this more as a walking shoe, which is the reason I didn't like it, right? This is not going to be the shoe that I take out for a 90-minute run. And we don't need to have every single running shoe be the bounciest thing out there. Sometimes it's just nice to have that impact absorption, like in a shoe like the Vomero. But with this one, it was just so mushy and had such a lack of bounce that I just couldn't recommend it as a running shoe. However, because I was never going to run it in it again, and because I wasn't going to send it back because I feel weird returning stuff, and I buy all the shoes with my own money now, I just feel weird doing a whole video. This is a commercial venture, right? I'm taking a shoe, I'm making money. Every time I make one of these videos, I make money through YouTube ad revenue or people sign up for the app. So it feels weird for me. It's like an ethical thing to return a shoe that I don't like. It just feels like I'm cheating the system or something. So I hold on to the shoes. I actually want to find, I've been thinking about this. I've actually been thinking of starting a foundation or something, or some way where we could have, because there's a lot of shoe sickos on the app, right? And so anytime I give away the free shoes, I just know it's going to someone out there who already has 20 shoes. But if we could find a way to have people send in the shoes that they don't want, that they're not going to sell, and then actually give them to people who need them. So this is my dream right now, starting something like that. I might start it local. I don't know, hit up the Charlotte Mecklenburg school system and see if there's any way we could work together. But that's what I've been thinking with the shoes. Anyway, I wasn't going to return this. I wasn't going to sell it on the app. So I said, let me just use it as a walking shoe, because I know the More V5 was very comfortable, and they've made this even better of a walking shoe. And boy, it is fantastic as a walking shoe. It's like having 2 Tempur-Pedic pillows strapped to the bottom of your feet. And so I can see why some people like that for running. Again, not for me, and not a shoe that I recommend given the plethora, the myriad options out there, just a plethora of great options. The top 4 on this list are all going to be better for running. But if you want the softest possible experience for walking around, if you like the idea of sinking into a beautifully cushioned Tempur-Pedic mattress anytime you walk around, if you don't want your shoe to be the lightest weight and the most streamlined, you will like the More V6. It's just truly stellar walking and casual use shoe. It's a max stack behemoth, man. It is large and in charge. Shout out to Big X the Plug, because this is the biggest and the largest, but it is up there in terms of comfort. So not a shoe I'm ever going to run in again, but for lacing it up, dad drip duties, going to the birthday party I have tomorrow, not a bad pick at all. So number 5 on this list, most optimized for walking, the least optimized for running, and the option to get if you want something super soft. All right, number 4. Moving up. So better for running, slightly better for running, or actually a lot better. We're taking an astronomical step up now. Way better for running in this one. Slightly worse for walking, or just more optimized for running. Bang. Nike, I almost forgot what this was called for a sec. Nike Vomero 18. Really comfortable shoe. The reason it's number 4 compared to all these other shoes here, all the top 3 are super comfortable, great for walking, great step and feel, great for standing, but they also have more pep, better geometries, and better foams. This doesn't have the most aggressive rocker geometry. It also doesn't have the bounciest foam up in the forefoot. It's really all about the impact absorption, and particularly in the midfoot and the forefoot, which is what makes it a great casual shoe. For me, as a high mileage runner, I felt that once you go past 45 minutes to an hour, the forefoot just starts mushing down too much. But it is a really excellent shoe if you want something for comfort. I actually put this on the best list for the 10 best marathon training list for first time runners, because if you're going 30 minutes, 45 minutes on a run, you just want comfort for the most part. You just want something that's gonna ease the burden of getting out there and pushing yourself. So awesome shoe. Difference between the more lower to the ground, you don't have as much cushion in the forefoot, slightly nimbler than the more in some of these other shoes. It actually has a really nice upper. You get thick padded tongue. It's just like stepping inside of a pillow with this guy. So on the softer side compared to the market, but if you find a lot of the max cushion shoes too soft and squishy, for example, if you've tried the fresh foam stuff and you just don't like it at all, you're not gonna find this one too soft. I've had a lot of bigger runners tell me this is a decent pick for them when it comes to giving them, or not even a great pick for them when it comes to giving them a comfortable cushion feel without getting too mushy. So Nike Vomero 18, $155, great pick here. Number 3. Oh, this is tough. Man, this is a tough one. Let's go Bondi. I would say this one is equally as great for running as it is for walking. So we'll put it at number 3. This is Hoka's max cushion shoe. It has a more optimized foam for running than the Clifton. That Clifton compression molded EVA, that is really designed all for impact absorption. It's not designed for bounce, very comfortable. But with this one, the super critical EVA, so it's been livened up to be more energetic, to be bouncier, to be a more exciting ride. They've done a really nice job with this. So you get the wide base still, lots of stability out here in the back, and a really wide forefoot. This is also the stablest and most cushioned Hoka with the supercritical EVA. I've been checking out the Gaviota 5. I thought that was a more stable Bondi, which it kind of is, but that still has the compression molded EVA. So if you want the newer, more exciting foam and you like the idea of max stack, this is the one to get. Also a true, legit performance running shoe. I took this for 20-mile long runs. I took this up to 100 miles. I don't take very many things up to 100 miles unless they are awesome. And this is just truly awesome at what it does. It also has the classic Hoka meta rocker, so the curved geometry, which just makes it so easy to walk along or to run along. So if you want something similar to the Vomero, that's cushioned but not too soft, that's bouncy but not crazy, that's comfortable but not too mushy, bang, Hoka, Bondi. Also a great marathon training pick because you can stack mileage on this thing. It's not going to bottom out. It's not going to fatigue. You're going to get tired before you get tired, before the shoe gets tired. It does stand up really well. So next one on the list here. Number 2, this is a new entrant to the shoe market here, Saucony Hurricane 25. This was a really cool update. So what they did with the Hurricane 25 is they kept all the things that made it great. They kept the top layer of foam here. So this is the Power Run PB beaded PIBA foam. They kept the big rocker geometry. They kept the good looks of it, but they shaved down the weight. So you have a shoe like the More V6 where allegedly they were actually supposed to shave they're saying they shaved the platform down. This was dang near the same weight as the last one. I think it was 5 grams lighter, which is not even a percentage point lighter than the last one. This guy, they made it 10% lighter than the last one. It went from 330 grams. It went from one of the heaviest shoes on the market to a very competitive weight. I think, yeah, at least 20 grams or 25 grams lighter. So kept everything that made it good. And the other change that they did, they made it less restrictive on the back. So the last version was a true stability shoe. Now with this guy, it's more of a neutral shoe that is supportive. So it's designed to be able to work for anybody, but has the sidewalls that wrap up. So a Bondi competitor, also borderline something like a Mag Max competitor. I really liked it on the first run. I also got a pair for Charlie so she could use it for walking and casual use. She's been loving the Clifton, and then she also has been loving this thing. So this is the one to get if you want something that is more energetic for running but still great for walking. This Power Run PB foam in here is just dialed. It's so beautiful. I took it out for the first run. I think I did 12 miles out of the box, performed really well, great bounce. And again, like a lot of these shoes here, not too soft mushy. I like a soft shoe, but I like something with enough bounce back and enough, just a good balance of the give and the get. That might have been a stretch, but the balance of the squish and the release, right? So you're squishing down still, and then it's rolling you through the stride. And another thing that's awesome about this shoe is the 6mm drop. So if you look at the difference between the front and the back, it's only 6mm. So you're not gonna have the heel clunking down. For example, with the Vomero, this one, the heel can feel cumbersome because it's gonna catch before the front. With this guy, it's a lot smoother, and it puts you up on your toes quicker. So truly awesome shoe. I think for a lot of people out there, this could either be the Bondi killer, it could be the Clifton killer if you've been running the Bondis and the Cliftons forever, if you want to try something new. Or it could be, if you're training for that first marathon, it could be your marathon shoe, it could be your one do-it-all shoe. Great support in here. And like I love saying, the absence of anything bothersome. The last one, I felt that the back was just a touch too restrictive. The front of the upper was a touch narrow. I don't have those issues with this guy. So truly dialed shoe. All right. Number one on this list, one of the most slept on shoes out there for some reason, but just a classic, man. Overall classic. We got to go ASICS Gel Nimbus 27. This thing is a tank, man. Ever since the Nimbus 25, the Nimbus 25 really pioneered a lot of what you see right now. So people like to attribute the max stack trend to Hoka, which is true. They popularized it about 10 years ago with the Clifton, but there was a second wave of daily trainers going up in stack height and getting more comfortable about 2-3 years ago, and the Nimbus 25 was at the forefront of that, and I've loved every generation since. The 26 was super underrated. That got slightly firmer with more bounce. Now this guy is just a max stack tank. So if you want the most comfortable possible shoe out there that you can actually run fast in, or not even fast, but just run in, I would go for this guy. So slightly softer than something like the Hurricane, but two very similar shoes in feel. You don't have the dual foam here, so it might read as just softer and slightly less stable than something like the Hurricane, but still very wide base. I mean, look at that thing, almost the exact same. And then compared to something like the More or even the Vomero, just way more bounce in here. So they have gone with the big rocker up in the front and this what is it called? FF Blast Plus, yeah, right there. Oh, we got something weird on the FF Blast Plus. But the FF Blast Plus foam, decently energetic, man. So very versatile shoe. I've taken this down to, I think, 350 pace. 350 per mile pace for some strides, just 10-second surges when I was up in Harrisburg, and it performs really well. So it has everything you need, and it really is a daily trainer that gives you the most comfort. And then when you switch into casual use, just super comfortable. Now, I do have to say, this one can get slightly mushy, unlike the Bondi, and unlike something like the Hurricane. Those two shoes might feel better for people, and the Vomero, if you don't want the mush. With this one, particularly for bigger runners, I have heard some people saying it just feels too soft. So if you are a smaller runner or a smaller walker and you like the idea of soft cushion but don't want something as soft as the More, this is a great pick. It also feels, what I like about this, it feels really good at my recovery paces, but it can also do the fast stuff. Sometimes with these shoes that are more optimized for bigger runners or to be supportive, even the Hurricane, I feel like I have to get down to 740, 730 pace, which is more of a daily zone versus a recovery zone, to get the most out of them. With this guy, I don't have to do that. I can hang back at 830 per mile pace, 840 pace, or when I want to, I can get up on the forefoot and rip. So truly fantastic shoe, great for walking, great for running. You can also find it on sale a lot of the times. I know Dick's was doing this sale on this exact colorway. I'm not sure if they're still doing it, but it was something like $80 with because you could sign up for their email list and you get $20 off. So $80 with that, $100 without that, really solid deal. So those are the top 5. Nimbus, if you want the best for walking and running. I'll also put the Hurricane up there. This one needs more testing. This could take it for number 1, but it just released, and it's that good that I'm putting it up here. Great update. This is the one to get if you really want that supportive feel in the back with the bouncy race foam. Bondi if you want a Hoka. Also, if you want that lower drop and the supportive cushion without getting too mushy. We got the Nike here, the Vomero. This is the best one if you want more cushion in the heel. Also, if you like shorter distance running, so 30 to 45 minutes, that's where you really get the most bounce out of this. It starts to lose that pep once you get past 45, 50 minutes. And then the ultimate walking shoe, More V6. This really is the ultimate walking shoe. This is the one to get if you never want to run a mile in your life. All right, that's all I have for you today. I appreciate you. Let me know what other lists you want to see next. I know a lot of people are asking about this. I hope it's helpful. Also, let me know who I snubbed. Did I snub the Brooks Ghost Max? So that's one we'll be testing soon. Maybe that will make the list. The Ghost Max 3. I've not tested that yet. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what your favorites are for walking, what lists you want to see next, and which shoes I snubbed. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Jesus walks. Tell me the way. Maybe I should start a walking channel. That's where I'll send all the shoes that don't make it through the mileage gauntlet. It'll just be me walking around the farmer's market in the On Cloud Surfer in the Brooks Glycerin 22, shopping for cucumbers and seedless blackberry jam. Why, that actually could be good. Walking shoes ASMR channel. That's not a bad idea.